This film story starts from that time, when a new god was being granted to rule over Egypt. The name of this deity was Horus, who was the god of the sky. So Horus was set as Egypt god, so his coronation was being held. All people had gathered there. Horus was about to coronate, then the god of desert named Set approaches there. And Set was the uncle of Horus along with it. Set gifts his nephew, and that gift was a horn. Set asks Horus to blow that horn. Then Horus blows that horn. Everything was appearing good there, but the soldiers of Set reach there with blowing of the horn. Because Set had a negative reason to visit there, Set stabs Horus's father with knife and kills him before they understand anything. It means Set kills his own brother. Afterwards, Set announces before everyone that the person will be killed who does not kneel down before me. Hearing it, all kneel down before Set, including gods. Witnessing it, Horus flies into a rage, so he starts fighting with his uncle Set, and they are turned to their genuine appearance of God during the fight. But Horus was looking defeated, because Set had swayed over Horus, and he pulls out both of Horus's eyes, but Set spares his life instead of taking it, so he may live in the world of darkness as being blind. Afterwards, Set dominates all over Egypt. This time, Egypt's situation was also changed. It means that all circumstance had gone worst. The humans were treated as animals. Because Set was stone-hearted god, it indicates that he had not a bit of sympathy in his heart. So it had become havoc for human beings to survive in that society. Then a boy named Bek comes on the scene in Egypt. There is also a childhood friend of Bek. Both had affections for each other. Here it is revealed that there was an era of slavery in Egypt at that time. There were also the slaves even for God's companions. The female friend of Bek serves as a slave to the architect working for Set. So Bek and his friend used to meet each other hardly. Bek's friend had a thought as God Horus can help them. He is the only one who can release them from the slavery. So both make a plan. Because Bek's friend had the knowledge about that place, which was the place for Set's treasure, where he used to keep his precious things. And Set has also kept the eyes of Horus in that treasure. Here Bek's friend explains everything to him, that there will be the security of Set. So go inside stealthily from them, and bring eyes of Horus. Later, they will return Horus's eyes to him. As a result, Horus will help them. Acting upon it, Bek reaches at the place of treasure. But there was also the threat, because there were fixed traps at every place, so no one may steal anything. But Bek is secured from every trap easily. Moreover, he is able to steal one of the eyes of Horus. There was a sparking light in that eye. Stealing that eye, he returns back to his friend. But they are surrounded by Set soldiers, because the master architect of the girl had known that the maps had been scrutinized, because the maps of the treasures were missing from there. So he asks Bek, "What have you stolen from God's treasure?" But Bek has acted wisely here, because he had stolen a gold thing from there along with Horus's eye. Bek tells that architect that I have stolen this minor gold item. He reveals nothing about the eye. Then they are sentenced to death. When soldiers move ahead to capture them, then Bek takes out Horus's eye, which light was brightest. The eyes of soldiers are dazzled for a time because of the brightest light of that eye. Taking the advantage of it, Bek leaves that place with his friend. Then both flee from there. They were thinking as they have escaped, but architect shoots an arrow to Bek's friend, leaving her wounded. Then Bek immediately moves to that temple where that god Horus used to live. Going inside, Bek calls Horus saying, "I have your eye." Hearing it, Horus asks his eye from him. But Bek puts a condition in return of eye. "I restore your eye, but you will have to do me a favor." Hearing it, Horus is got aggressive. As being an ordinary human, he is putting conditions before me. Horus also attacks Bek due to this. But Bek remains safe every time. And he does also not return his eye. Now Horus has taken back his eye, so he agrees with him. He says to Bek, "Tell me your condition." Bek tells, "You have to rescue someone." Then Bek brings his friend before Horus. Here Horus tries his best to rescue that girl, but in vain, because Horus had not godly powers at that time. Horus says, "That girl cannot be survived because she is at death's doorstep." Meantime, the god of death also appears there, and he captures the soul of that girl from her body. The god of death asks that girl, "Tell me what you will give me." That girl says that I cannot give you anything as being a slave. It has been shown here that human can make a deal with god of death after his death. It means who will award the treasure silver or gold to the god of death. Then god of death will return him into the world after reviving it. In case of not giving anything to the god of death, he will take his soul away forever, having nothing. That girl had to face this catastrophe of her soul, and the god of death takes away the soul of that girl with him. Bek was deeply grieved by her death and, as a result, decided not to return Horus's eye to him, because he had not rescued his friend in spite of being God. Being infuriated, Horus catches Beck. So Beck returns Horus's eye to him in order to rescue his life. Horus gets one of his eyes here. Then Horus demands of his second eye from Horus. Beck tells him on it, I had only one of your eyes. He tells that your second eye is in the Pyramid of Set. I have already gone inside. I am aware about the inside area. Knowing it, Horus tells something Beck, that your friend's soul has not gone away forever. Her soul has rather crossed the different ways, and her soul has also passed through Final Path. It will take the time of a few days. Getting the second eye, I will restore my powers. I will again be empowered as a god. Consequently, I will bring back your friend while rescuing her. Here they finalize their deal. It means Beck will bring eye for Horus. Horus returns Beck's friend in return. Then they save that girl's dead body at a safe place, because Horus has promised that he will return soul back into the body. Horus also plans to take revenge from Set, and he will kill his uncle Set. Then they leave for their mission. Set had known that Horus's eye has been stolen from the treasure, and Horus has also got that eye. Set commands after hearing it that they both should be slain. While Horus is moving to the high mountain, taking Beck, Beck asks Horus, where are you going? Horus replies on it, I am going to meet my grandfather. I am going to ask help from him. Saying it, Horus sits there, and he begins to think about his grandfather. Suddenly, Horus's appearance is changed into his godly figure. Now he could also fly, so he flies to heaven, where Horus's grandfather appears, who was the god of sun. It was the place where everything of the world is produced. Then Son of God comes to his real form, holding his weapon, because there was the Satan of darkness which was menacing. He wished to destroy the world, and the gods of sun were continuously confronting him. Using their powers, they send him back, because gods of sun are fighting for the world, and they were protecting the world from every affliction and Satan of darkness. The primary mission of the sun god is to constantly fend off the forces of darkness, represented by the malevolent deity. Coming there, Horus reveals the fact to his grandfather, who is the god of sun, for which purpose I have come here, and he also reveals the reality of Set here, that he has killed my father and also had pulled my both eyes out. Now he has dominated Egypt. He has created the era of slavery. Hearing it, the god of sun says, if I involved in the conflict of my son's disputes or differences, my attention will be diverted from the world. I will be unable to protect it. So he asks help from his grandfather, the god of sun. He says on it, nothing can happen. Actions will be carried out according to the plan. Then Horus asks the water of that place. It was not the ordinary water, but containing the magical powers. And it was the water which is used to create the organism of world, including humans and animals. The god of sun provides the divine water to Horus. Afterwards, Horus returns to the world, taking the divine water. Descending on earth, his godly appearance is disappeared, because Horus can get the look of his appearance if he has both eyes. Having the eyes, he is mighty, otherwise he is weak one. They are attacked by the Sent people of Set. When they are still in the forest, Horus fights with all of them. At last, a soldier throws Horus from the mountain. Seeing it, Beck also jumps off along with him, but Horus utilizes his possessed weapon before falling into the depth. They both are secured because of that weapon. Here it is exposed that why Horus brought that divine water with him, because there is pyramid in the world which is stuffed with fire, and Horus thought fire is the source of getting power for Set. Set's powers will be weakened if Horus throws this divine water into the fire. As a result, Horus will easily take revenge from Set. Now Horus declares that now, Set will send most dangerous and bloody people to kill us. Then the two ladies come on the scene sent by Set. They were most threatening, because they used to ride on the monstrous snake-like creature. Set himself moves to a goddess which is goddess of love. Here Set visited to beg something from goddess of love. Actually, goddess of love was in the world of dead people before it, and she was the elder of those dead people. Afterwards, Set rescued her from the world of dead people, and he brought her in this world after rescuing. In fact, Horus and Goddess of Love used to like each other. Goddess of Love also possessed many powers like Horus. Set says to the Goddess of Love that you will take me to the world of dead people, because I also want to rule over that world. But Goddess of Love openly rejects it. Goddess of Love also knows it that he has got as one of the eyes. Set proceeds to kill Goddess of Love, but she takes off a magical bangle from her wrist before it. Doing so, she goes to the world of dead people for a few time, but she again puts on that bangle again. She moves to this world from the world of dead people through it. It was such a bangle that dead people will not be able to harm her until it will remain in her wrist. But taking off bangle from her wrist, the dead people will take her into their world. Horus and Beck move to an old temple. Set sent two ladies reach there, riding on the monstrous snake-like creature. Those monstrous snake-like creatures are also throwing fire from their mouths. They both snake monsters also at them, but they were hiding themselves from them. Then Goddess of Love reaches there, who finishes the monstrous snake, using his powers. Then they move to that place where the other Eye of Horus was there. It was Pyramid. Beck says, I know about this place. I can also go inside. Goddess of Love declares that it is not easy to go inside. Going inside, you will face a monster there. It will ask a riddle, and it will end you on the wrong answer. Hearing it, Horus plans that he will go to the God of Intelligence, because he is the most intelligent. Going to God of Intelligence, they reveal the whole story to him. But God of Intelligence was not ready to accompany them. But Beck says, showing his sensibility, I can answer the riddle of that monster. God of Intelligence says, no, you cannot answer that, because he poses a very difficult question. Look, he will end you if you don't answer. Beck says, okay, let him to kill me, but I will reveal a fact to him. I went to God of Intelligence, but he was feeling fear to answer. It was a great humiliation for any god. So God of Intelligence gets ready to help him, and they set on a journey. But Goddess of Love comes to know about the dealing of Horus and Beck. That Horus has said to Beck that he will bring back the soul of his friend, that he will revive the dead person, which is considered incredible. But Goddess of Love feels ill on this, because Horus was just playing a trick with him to take his eye back. But Goddess of Love does want Horus to do as such, because Horus was deceiving Beck. It does not suit to any god. But Goddess of Love asks Beck, do you want to contact your friend? Because the bangle of Goddess of Love, it could make it possible to create contact with the world of dead people. So Beck talks with his friend through it. Beck says to his friend, don't worry, I will take you out from there, because Horus God is helping us. Then they reach that pyramid, but there was not appearing any entrance. Beck says, I know where is the entrance door. According to him, there is a wheel inside. The door will be unlocked if that wheel is rotated. So he enters between two stones. Then Beck hardly reaches that wheel. All activities are stopped as he rotates that wheel. Then a door is also opened, and the rest of the people enter inside. That monster appears before there when they are advancing, which will ask them a riddle. Then that monster begins to ask a riddle from them. The riddle was, neither I was and I will remain forever. Neither someone has seen me nor anyone will be able to view me. But every living being trusts in my existence. So tell me hurriedly, who am I? What is my identity? Suddenly, God of Intelligence answers which is wrong. Hearing the wrong answer, that monster attacks him. Then God of Intelligence again answers after a deliberation. The answer is still wrong. Receiving the wrong answer, that monster was going to end them. Then God of Intelligence answers future. His answer is correct one. So monster lets him to go ahead. Going ahead, he witnesses the Eye of Horus. Taking out the divine water, Horus is about to fall it, but they are entrapped. Then Set reaches there. Here it is revealed that it was Set's plan, and Set had played a trick with them. Reaching there, Set takes out the brain of the God of Intelligence. He says, it was the dire need of mine. Getting a chance, Beck takes back that divine water. He threatens Set, I will throw this divine water into the fire. But Set shows a necklace to Beck. He tells, it belongs to your friend. And he tries to provoke Beck. Horus has used you, because no one can revive the dead people. He says, I will end your friend's body if you throw divine water into the fire. Now Beck stops for the sake of his friend, and he hands over that divine water to Set. Taking that water, Set throws it. Now Set escapes from that pyramid while others are trapped, and Pyramid was nearly going to dash into the ground. But Horus successfully rescues himself and others, and Set replaces his brain with God of Intelligence brain. Now he becomes mightier. After this, Set goes to his father, God of Sun. He also visited there with wrong intention, because he wanted to take the weapon of his father. Attacking his father, Set also grabs his weapon. Consequently, the Satan of darkness will be uncontrolled forever. It will start destruction in the world. Coming there, then it is seen that Horus and Goddess of Love has come out from the temple. Beck feels ill thinking he was being played a trick. Here Goddess of Love stands with Beck, because she wanted that Beck may get his friend. So she calls the God of Death there. She asks him, how much reward will you take to go to the world of dead people? God of Death says, the cost to go to the world of dead people is highest. Hearing it, Goddess of Love shows her bangle to God of Death, and she asks, will there be higher cost than it? Taking off the bangle, they will move to the world of the dead people. So Horus forbids her of doing so, and she hands over her bangle to Beck, taking it off, and she herself moves into the world of dead people. And Beck also goes to meet his friend along with this. Where the soul of Beck's friend had reached to the last door. There was big bout for her. As giving gold, she will be able to return back to the world. In case of having nothing, she will be left here forever. Beck's friend says, I have nothing. Meantime, Beck reaches there, holding magical bangle. Then it is seen that the Satan of Darkness had arrived to attack the world. Because the protector god of sun was no more, then god of death suggests to Beck, go, return back to Horus, because he is the only one who can protect the Satan of Darkness. How much time will I take to stop him? Then Beck returns to this world, and he reveals everything to Horus, but Set has his father's mighty weapon. In spite of this, he lets the Satan of Darkness to come in this world, and he was going to lead the Satan of Darkness to the place of divine water, because divine water, such a water which was used to create the world. So the Satan of Darkness will drink the water, which will cause the eradication of the world. Before the approach of the Satan of Darkness to the divine water, coming there, Horus struggles to stop Set, and a tough fight begins between them. But Set again puts a heavy hand on Horus here. Beck reaches there when Set is about to kill Horus. Helping Horus, he takes out the Horus's eye from the armor of Set, and he throws that eye to Horus. Set gets infuriated due to this act, and he throws Horus down. Horus is also not able to get his eye, which was fallen down. Here Horus was entrapped, having two choices. Either he may rescue Beck or take back his eye. Getting eye, his all powers will be restored. But Horus decides here that he will rescue Beck. Catching him, Horus's appearance is changed. It means he forms himself the godly appearance if he had not his eye. Here it is known that all powers of Horus has been restored. Because his power was not in the eye, it was rather in it, as he may turned into a good god, leaving the obsession and helping someone. Although Horus has committed the same, so he gets his another eye. There is again a battle between Set and Horus. At this time, Set is defeated. When Horus is nearly to kill him, then Set begs him, don't kill me, let me go. I had also let you go. Kindly give me a chance. Horus says to him, I am not stupid like you. I will not commit that mistake done by you. Saying it, Horus takes the life of Set. The Satan of Darkness was proceeding to divine water. Then Horus goes to his grandfather, the god of sun, and he returns back his weapon. Using it, the god of Satan sends the Satan of Darkness into its world. Beck was also died during this time. As being god and mightiest, Horus revives Beck and his friend. Afterwards, Horus becomes the god of Egypt. He sets a rule as that man will be recreated after his death, who had done the good deeds in this world, not in return of silver or gold. Now Horus moves to the world of dead people, where he will take Goddess of Love back. All circumstances are turned better, and the movie also completes with upbeat ending.